right, Thursday we got some boxing. We got Shakur Stevenson taking on Edwin Santos, who was a southpaw. I think he 5'8", 70-inch arms, 16-1, I think, or 14 knockouts. One loss came a split decision to William Foster. Ain't too much footage on him neither on the internet, at least on YouTube. Shakur Stevenson, 20-0, 10 knockouts, no losses, no draws, 5'8", and he has a 68-inch reach. 26 years old. Santos is actually younger, 24 years old, out of Dominican Republic. And I'll make this short, simple, and sweet. I just think Santos, they both southpaws, so they ain't no advantage unless they have issues fighting another southpaw, which that could be the case. But I see Santos. I agree with Sean Porter had to say. You know, when you fight a guy that like to counter punch and like to work off your work, you know, you got to throw punches. You know what I'm saying? And Santos he's an aggressive, reckless fighter, and I think in a way that may work in his favor going against Shakur Stevenson. And people say, well, how can you be reckless and aggressive work his way against Shakur Stevenson? I mean, some of these dudes get in front of Shakur Stevenson and, you know, they just try to box, or they try to survive, or they just allow him to hit and get hit, and they don't take no chances. When you fight a guy like him, you got to take his space away. Santos is a come forward fighter. I wouldn't say he's an inside fighter, but if I was fighting Shakur Stevenson, I definitely would press forward unless I felt like I was the better boxer. You know, I definitely would want to get on the inside if I had the skill set and make Shakur Stevenson beat me on the inside. Now, where the gap may get close for Shakur Stevenson pretty soon as he continues his voyage moving up in weight, he ain't gonna be as big and strong as everybody else. You know what I'm saying? So Santos got a really good jab. He punch with both hands, can punch with the lead right hook, can punch with the lead right or the lead jab, can throw, you know, a good left hand. He cracking both hands. He move his head a little bit. He gonna throw 3 or 4 punches. I won't say he the most balanced fighter in the world. He'll move his head here and there. He'll work up and down. Throw a good counter jab as well too. Good strong power jab. I think he hurt Rayo with a couple jabs, and then he was finishing him off with the right hook a little bit too. So, and I think for him, I think the recipe for him is to get in there and excuse me. I think the recipe for him is to get in there and got too much going on. Get in there and establish himself. And he's a fast starter. At least in the Rayo fight, he was a real fast starter. So I think the number one thing for him was to get in there, start fast, establish the jab. You know, push Shakur Stevenson back. When you push Shakur Stevenson back with the jab, don't worry about falling upstairs with a hook after the jab upstairs or a straight or overhand left. I was just focusing on going to the body. You know, I come out with a strong jab, touch him to the body, throw punches in bunches, keep him off balance, keep him on his heels. Shakur Stevenson like to control the distance. He one of the best in boxing at controlling that distance. So, you know, he need to be on balance. So if I'm him, I'm jabbing my way on in. I'm attacking the body. I'm pushing him to the ropes. But the thing about Shakur Stevenson, too, is Santos get a little reckless, and Shakur Stevenson is a sharpshooter. Now, we only seen him versus Yoshino, he's virtually unknown. So, but versus Yoshino, he looked explosive. He looked strong. He looked fast. And if that's, you know, the Shakur Stevenson that's going to be up there with the upper echelon lightweights, and he's strong and fast and powerful, Santos ain't got no chance. But it was just him overpowering inferior opponent, then Santos got a chance. And if I'm Santos, I'm attacking the body. I'm doing punches and bunches. I'm working up and down. I'm getting my jab working. You know, I'm pressing him. Pressing him all day. I want to keep his back on the ropes. I want to keep his heels. I want to keep him on his heels. I don't want to let him get on his front foot and get balanced and then find a way to control distance, and then you at his mercy. Then he get that jab going. When Santos throw, he should be doing 3, 4, 5 shots at a time, working up and down. I think primary focus should be the body, you know, taking the legs away from Shakur Stevenson. I pretty much wouldn't be looking to counter Shakur Stevenson, because then next thing you know it, you in a tactical chess match and you probably down a bunch of rounds. If I'm him, the only thing I'm really looking to do is, unless he becomes the aggressor, I'm just looking to counter with that jab in there. Shakur gonna throw 1 or 2 shots. You lucky if he throw 3, and he gonna get right back in position to defend. You know what I'm saying? So let that work for you. You know what I'm saying? Throw 3, 4, 5 shots downstairs. Try to pull them hands down, and then try to land the money shot upstairs. Pause. That's what I would be doing. But for Shakur Stevenson, it's just about, when you get in there with somebody that's aggressive, it's about making him pay for his mistakes. You know what I'm saying? Rayo clipped him with a good, I think it was a good left hook, or he countered him with a good left hook and dropped him. He was being over aggressive, he over committed, and Rayo made him pay. So when you get a guy that's reckless and overcommit, a lot of these guys get pressured and they don't know what to do when they going backwards. They don't know how to fight a pressure fighter. They chin start flying up in the air. You know what Shakur Stevenson gonna do is use an angle. He gonna pivot, turn Santos, establish his jab. He gonna start. You know, he probably gonna take it to Santos. That's what I expect him to do. I expect him to take it to Santos, push Santos on the back foot, put him on the back foot, and then, you know, start working him over. You know, if he let Santos, you know, push him on the ropes, then you might have an interesting fight. But if it's a fight anywhere else, if it's in the middle of the ring, or Shakur Stevenson dictating ring generalship and dictating real estate, he gonna win. But for him, he just establish the jab. When he get reckless, you know, counter the openings. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe Shakur Stevenson need to, like, really step up 3 or 4 punch combinations himself, and lead off versus Santos. That's the best thing to do versus an aggressive fighter. Yeah, you can counter punch and catch it with some good shots, but how about not letting him even get rolling on the front foot, taking it straight to him, pushing him on the back foot, where he don't have that balance or that leverage to throw them hard shots. I think he should possibly thinking about taking to Santos. I think he also needs to make a statement. If he want to get those Devin Haney fights, he want casual fans to push for the Gervonta Davis fight, he want to be in those upper echelon fights, he need a spectacular performance. And I think after he gauges Santos' speed and power, you know, after a while, I think he just got to start walking Santos down and get him out of there. I think it's imperative, him fighting on Thursday. Formula One is supposed to be a big thing. I think, you know, I think it's almost imperative that he got to get this guy up out of there. You know what I'm saying? So, and Santos got a sneaky left hook. He got a sneaky left hand. He got a sneaky right. He got a sneaky jab. Got a sneaky right hook. You know, he does some things in there. You know, he throw with aggression. He's an aggressive fighter. So if Shakur Stevenson can't take a punch, he gonna be in trouble if he make a mistake. But do a good job picking his guards, counter punching, you know, hitting, parrying, and countering and stuff of that nature. But, you know, I think Shakur Stevenson should be a little bit aggressive in this fight and try to get this guy up out of here. You don't want to let a puncher hang around. Now, another fun fact is Santos only went 10 rounds once. He's never been in a 12-round championship type of fight. See, you get, you know, he gets a title shot, but he's never been in a 12-round fight. This is what I be talking about. You know, even though a bunch of other guys passed the opportunity up, but he's never been in a fight of 12. His last fight, he'll be against Joseph Adorno or whatever it was. You know, he went 10. I think that's the only time he went 10. I think he was scheduled with a couple other 10-rounders, maybe 1 or 2 other 10-rounders. He went 8. I think it was his next furthest duration of this fight. So you in a situation, you know, if we get to 11, 12, he never been there before. So I think the best thing for him early is to come out hot and try to get Shakur Stevenson out there. But that's why it's imperative for him to work the body, because, you know, if it becomes a fight of attrition in the championship rounds, you ain't never been into the championship rounds, at least some consistent body work might even the playing field a little bit more in the conditioning department. You know what I'm saying? It might even the playing field just a little bit more. So that's why you want to go to the body. And, you know, Shakur Stevenson, you know, you got a guy that ain't been 12. You can fit some body work in there, you should. But the thing about that, when you're fighting a puncher, especially who got kind of a little bit awkward punches, he kind of punch off platform or weird, wild. He ain't the most awkward guy in the world, but he is awkward. When you got them type of guys in there, you probably don't want to take too many chances going to the body, especially if it's a lot of distance between y'all. Because you reach to the body, and then all of a sudden you looking up at the roof of the church, preacher telling the truth and it hurt. You looking at the lights. So that's why you kind of really don't want to take chances versus power puncher dudes like that going to the body. You know, but that's the risk side. The reward side of it is a lot of them power punching dudes. Obviously, that power comes from the legs and from the core. So if you're ripping the core, you're taking the legs away. So that's on the flip side. But I like Shakur Stevenson. I like him in the 11th round stoppage. I like him stop, Edwin De Santos late. I think it could be earlier if he really is physically, as good as he looked versus Yoshino, and it wasn't just the opponent looking bad. You know what I'm saying? So if it was to the point where Yoshino he physically looked that powerful and dominant versus Yoshino, and that translate over to the upper echelon versions of fighters in the lightweight division, it might be an earlier stoppage. But I like him in the 11th round stoppage. Got a lot of respect for De Santos, but I just think it's a level or 2 or 3 or 4 between them. So I like Shakur in 11. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Hit the link tree. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole 9. Hit the link tree. Appreciate y'all, man. Check out my new channel, Free Game 89, FR33 Game 89. Check out my Detroit channel, Mercy Sports Talk. Peace.